Guys, welcome to week 23 Hands-on Science. Today we're going to think like engineers. Okay, engineers use science, math, and even art to solve problems. So, what is our problem? Well, our problem is we need to build a structure or something that can protect an egg. Okay, so to practice, we're going to practice with a plastic egg that you should have gotten in your science kits. Okay, and after you build your egg protector, you can try it with a real egg if mom and dad permit you. Okay? So, what we're going to do is before we start, why don't we remember our scientific method song? Okay? Do you remember how it goes? Let me hear you. Ready? The scientific method is question, research, hypothesis, experiment, analysis, and conclusion. Good job. You guys remember that well. I know we haven't done that in a while. So, what is our question? How can I think like an engineer and build a structure to prevent my egg from breaking when I drop it from a high place? Okay, now why would I care about building an egg protector? Let's think. What do you guys think? Let's see. It helps us explore some of the things that we've learned, maybe like gravity and force and acceleration. Also, it could help you come up with a new invention someday, right? So we have things like airbags in vehicles, helmets protect your head, right? So being able to protect something is important. Let's see. What do we need to consider in designing an egg protector? Let's think. Let's do our research. This egg protector, the goal is to create an enclosure that goes around the egg so that when the egg is dropped, it does not break. Okay, so we need to reduce the amount of energy transferred from potential to kinetic energy to the eggshell. So what do we need to consider? Maybe we want to decrease the speed using air resistance. Remember air resistance? Maybe we need to use some sort of cushion to protect the egg or transfer the energy to something else. Okay, we want the padding to be soft enough that it cushions the egg. And also, something like here, I have a picture. Maybe these are some examples of some other egg protectors. Okay, I really like the idea of using a parachute, right, for air resistance. Okay, also making it wide gives it more air resistance, right? We've done many experiments to show that. Cushioning could also come in the form of rubber bands to absorb the energy. So the one I made, I just did it simple. I haven't tried it with a real egg yet, but I wrapped my egg in napkins. I put it in a cup and I kind of closed it with rubber bands. It could work. I don't know. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Maybe you can make some sort of structure using popsicle sticks, crossing it all around. Here is Joseph's. Can I have it? Joseph made something similar to me. He put in a cup, he wrapped it up, and he put tape on the top so that it wouldn't fall out. And then he made a parachute out of a plastic bag. I think this will work quite well. Okay? So we are going, well, yes, Daddy helped. Don't worry about it. So we're going to try this with a real egg, but not right now because I'm going to do it outside. So I think it's simple design, okay? So I'd love to see what you guys can come up with. But let's think, what do we need to do? So we have two forms of energy. We have kinetic and potential. So what is potential energy? It's a stored energy. So in our egg protector, when we hold it up, when we maybe stand on a chair and hold it up, that's our potential energy. When we drop it, right, that is our kinetic energy. When the unit hits the earth, the force of the impact will cause the acceleration of the unit to stop. Okay, so how can you calculate force? Force equals mass times acceleration. Do you remember which of Newton's law that is? The second one, second law of motion. Good. Okay, so Newton's second law deals with the relationship between the object's mass and its acceleration. Although weight doesn't impact the speed of gravity, its race to the ground, its mass does impact the force on the ground. The heavier the object is and the faster it is traveling, the more force it exerts. So how can we reduce the amount of force in the egg container? So if we reduce the amount of mass, we reduce the amount of force it exerts as it falls. So how can we do that? I don't know. I think you guys should figure that out. I think by padding it and having air in between, it reduces the overall mass, right? So here is Daniel's. Daniel also made, we all kind of had the same idea. He made a little paper cup, wrapped it in a napkin. So we'll see. I don't know. Since it's smaller, I'm thinking that there'll be less air resistance, and that might fall faster than maybe my bigger cup. I don't know. We're going to have to try it out. See what you guys come up with at home. If we use our shock absorbing material, like a napkin, that helps reduce the amount of force exchange between the ground and the egg. Okay, so we can't destroy energy, right? Can energy be created or destroyed? No, this is the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics states energy cannot be created or destroyed, but we can transfer the energy, okay? So we learned that when we built our bridges. We can transfer the energy. So what can we do to transfer the energy? Maybe if we maybe if our egg is off center, if we twist it before we drop it, or I don't know. There's all different things that we can do to transfer that energy. So let's see what type of egg protectors you guys come up with. You are the engineers. So I hope that you guys send me pictures or videos or post them to the Classical Conversations Lake Grove Facebook page so we can all see. What are supplies that you could use? We could use napkins, popsicle sticks, rubber bands, the things that are in the science kit that you were sent home with, straws, okay? And see what you guys can come up with, and that's it. So think about your hypothesis. What's the best design for your egg protector? What are the fewest amount of supplies that you can use, okay? And how high can you drop your egg without breaking it? All right. So, like I said, I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And also next week, during our after our presentation time, we're going to do a video. I'm sorry. Rather, we're going to do our Zoom call on you guys can present out of these last 5 weeks what your favorite science project has been and something you've learned about it. Okay, so I will tell mom and dad more about it in the email, but just something to start thinking about. Okay, so have fun making your egg protectors.